What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, boxing season is well and truly upon us. It almost looks like we're getting big fight after big fight now. Big name after big name as well. We had Lomachenko. We've got Terence Crawford coming up. Then we've got, Canelo Jacobs coming up after that. Wilder, Brazil. What we got after that? Usyk, Joshua, Fury. So it's like name after name after name, which is good. This period, almost between April and July, is stacked. We have a little layoff and then it starts again in September. And I, for one, love it. Anyway, let's talk about Amir versus Terence Crawford for a few minutes. Is it just another Brit-Bashing, right? It seems like we're just sending our British fighters over there to get bashed up. That was even the plan with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was supposed to go over there to make Deontay Wilder look good, and Tyson Fury saw the script and fucking ripped it up. Said, that ain't happening on my watch. No siree. But the rest of the Brits that have gone over there have just been beaten up. I mean, yes, they've been in mismatches, but they've just been beaten up. I mean, Callum Johnson tried against Biev, ultimately got stopped. Who else? Rocky Fielding, Canelo, stopped. Crawler, Loma, stopped. All massive underdogs, nonetheless, but they've all been kind of slightly embarrassed a bit. I have to be honest with you, all of them have been slightly embarrassed. And I wonder if the same will happen for Amir versus Terence Crawford. I do wonder. When the fight was first announced, that was my impression. I have to admit, when the fight was first announced, I was like, Khan's just going to get beaten up. That was, I have to be honest with you. I thought, you know what? No. Not after that performance against Vargas. He's been out of the ring for too long. I don't think he's recovered from the Canelo knockout. So I was thinking all these things. Plus, I'm very high on Terence Crawford. So one, I'm thinking Khan is like way down there in terms of where Khan used to be. And I think Terence Crawford is just becoming as good as it gets, right? A top 4, top 5 pound for pounder. So that was my first impressions. It's slightly changed a little bit. I have to be honest with you. I don't think this is another Brit-Bashing. I think it's a lot closer than that. So whereas it was like that before, it's kind of like that. Don't get me wrong, Terence Crawford, as you can see the difference in this diagram, Terence Crawford is still way in front in terms of who I think would win. I still have Terence Crawford like, I don't know, 80-20 Terence Crawford. But before I had it like 95-5. I'm not even fucking with you. Before I was like, no chance. Like Khan's going to get absolutely hammered. Not too dissimilar, by the way, to I thought Loma would embarrass Crawler. Not that bad, but not too dissimilar. But as we've got closer, my mindset has changed. I have to be honest with you guys. My mindset has changed a little bit. I don't know if that's those little BT sports clips we're seeing where I think Khan looks in great shape, looks fully focused, is talking a tough game, talking a big game. I don't know if it's that. But I do think we will have a competitive fight, and that's all I want, right? I just want a competitive matchup, and I do think it will be competitive. Khan has said some things in the build-up which are a bit silly, like if he fought everyone that Crawford fought, he would be unbeaten, and then Crawford pointed out that way we both fought Breeders Prescott. But a couple of the things that Khan said might just be true. Khan was asked in the build-up, is Crawford the best fight you've ever faced? And he said no. I'm guessing he's alluding to the fact that he fought Canelo. You could argue. I do think Canelo's resume is way better than Crawford. I don't know if that makes him necessarily a better boxer, but his resume is way better than Crawford. So he might be alluding to the fact that he has fought Canelo. And minus the hiccup with Breeders Prescott, and it was a hiccup, Khan might be right. Khan might be right in saying that every single person that Crawford has faced, Khan could beat. I look at it and I think Khan could be correct. I do think Khan could beat every single person that Crawford's beat. Hand on heart, I do believe that. Khan isn't, I know he has this chin issue, which isn't going to go away. I mean, everyone says he's got a weak chin. It's just, not everyone can be built with everything. Apart from that, Khan is a very good boxer, people. If you don't get to Khan's record, you don't become a world champion like Khan has, being a shit boxer. Khan can box. Khan doesn't listen to instructions. Like when it gets to a firefight, he just fights rather than tuck up and defend. He wants to just kind of man-o-man it, and he can't, right? His chin's weak, he can't do that. But Khan has attributes that might cause Crawford some problems, right? I mean, Khan, when he's on his A game, is a very good boxer. Not saying that Crawford isn't, because Crawford's a fantastic boxer as well. But Khan might have attributes that could cause Crawford trouble. And I think the obvious one is speed, right? Khan's hand speed is fucking frightening, man. It's absolutely frightening. That might cause Crawford some problems, right? Is it frightening and reckless at the same time? Yeah, but that's just what it is now. That's just what it is. Crawford's timing is good, but Crawford gives you a chance. He gives you a chance. He can get hit. He's not a defensive genius. He can get hit, and he likes to get stuck in as well. Go and watch the Benavidez fight, the fight prior to this one. He does give you chances. It's an interesting fight. Again, I completely favour Crawford in this one, but this isn't no mismatch like some people were saying. This definitely isn't a Brit-Bashing, and I think Khan will do well in this fight. Khan will have spots in this fight. Trust me, I'm saying this right now. Khan will have spots against Crawford. Crawford's an interesting one. I think Crawford's a pound for pounder. But unlike Lomachenko, when people say, oh, Loma's resume ain't great, which is absolute bullshit, you could say that against Crawford. You could, and I wouldn't argue with you. Crawford doesn't have the greatest resume, which isn't his fault, right? He just missed out on those big fights at 140 and 135, and he's chasing them now at 147. So Khan will look at that resume, and I think people look at that resume and say, well, who have you beaten? You're good, you're very good, but who have you beaten, right? There is no, and again, there's no Danny Garcia on the resume. Obviously, there's no Sean Porter, there's no Keith Thurman. There's no top guy at 147 on that resume. So Khan will look at it and think, we'll see. We'll see. But I like this fight. I do like it. Again, I am obviously picking Crawford. I think Crawford is too good for Khan. I really do think at this stage in his career, I think Khan is past his best. I think we all know that. That's not me being rude. That's just a fact, right? He is past his best. And I think Crawford is at his best now. Whether or not these two guys were to ever fight when they were at their best would have been interesting, especially at 140 pounds. But now, no, I just don't see Khan having enough to beat Crawford. What do you guys think? Closer than you first thought, be honest, or just Crawford to run away with it? It'd be good to hear your guys' opinions. Again, I am closer than I first thought. In saying that, I wouldn't be shocked if Khan got knocked out in two just because of the chin issue. But if we can somehow see close to the best Khan, I don't know if that guy still exists, it could be an interesting fight for a few rounds. What do you guys think? Let me know. Peace.